listeners.
Chatty Chappies.
Here we are again.
Chatty Chappies.
Chatty Chappies.
Chatty Chappies.
Chatty Chappies.
Brian and Andrew on Chatty Chappies.
Chatty Chappies.
Thank you for turning on Chatty Chappies. Andy and Brian are recent friends who are discovering similar interests and just like chatting about all kinds of things from music to vehicles, spirituality to writing, but seldom football. No, never soccer. I mean, never football.
Chatty Chappies.
You are listening to Andrew and Brian on Chatty Chappies.
Here we are, Look at this.
This is our key phrase, isn't it? Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Here we are again.
Look at this, Studio 2 in all its glory.
Studio 2, yeah. Eat your heart out, John Alexander Wilson.
Yeah,
Studio 2.
look at this.
Well, so our last programme, we had
Loch Ness Monster.
Loch Ness Monster, that's right.
World hide and seek champion since the first century.
Yeah,
We are, yeah.
right. So, who could have predicted that, eh?
Who could have predicted the Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah.
Predictions in the Highlands are all down to somebody called the Brahan Seer.
Yeah, now, there's a big story, isn't it? Can we cram that into 10 minutes?
Well, let's try.
Okay, so, Brahan Seer,
Brahan Seer. Kenneth Mackenzie.
one Brahan Seer, two Brahan Seers, three Brahan Seers?
Depends on which online
Yes,
search engine you wish to use.
exactly.
I think we need to talk about the guy. When I think
Yeah.
about the Brahan Seer, I'm thinking about the guy who was burned in a tar barrel at Chanwy Point
Yes. Oh,
by Lady Seaforth.
yes. That's quite a punishment.
That's just for
So do you know the story behind
misdemeanor
that?
at work.
The story behind that. Well, yeah. Let's go back a step, right? So you mentioned Kenneth Mackenzie.
Kenneth Mackenzie.
Kenneth Mackenzie, right? So some say he's from Gaelic.
Yeah.
Some say he's from Lewis. A mixture of things. But let's go down the route of Kenneth Mackenzie from Lewis. So he's in Uig.
Yeah.
And that'll come up probably in another programme. That's Uig and Lewis, and somehow he gets himself to Loch Uzi. Now, do you know where Loch Uzi is?
Loch Uzi is in the
Near,
Conan.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
near Maryborough.
near
Dingwall.
Maryborough. Aye.
And in fact, that's where Brahan Farms are.
Yes, because you cross the Brahan from Maryborough to then get to Compton.
Yeah, and that's where Kenneth Mackenzie was working in the Brahan Estates. Okay, so we got that. So we have this man who seems to be able to prophesy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so some
Um,
form of the second sight. Or
Yeah, something like that. And we're told he had a stone with a hole in it, and he would look through the stone, and that would help him to come up with his prophecy. Now, can you think of any prophecies that are attributed to the Brahan Seer?
The ones that come readily to mind for me
Yeah.
are the Caledonian Canal,
Yep,
that ships in full sail
yep,
would pass behind Tom the Hurich
yeah.
in Inverness.
And 300 years ago, that would have been a no-no. But it's happening.
It happened. That's the one I can think of. There are ones about the Seaforths.
The Seaforths, yes, okay. So we'll come back to the Seaforths. There's the one about the Highland clearances.
The Highland clearances.
And there's the one about going across two seas. The
Yes,
bridge
yes,
going
which
across two seas.
Bridge that would go across the bridges that would
Bridges
go across
then,
two seas, which I take it is the Keswick
Keswick,
Bridge
yep.
and the well, either the Comity Bridge or the Dornoch Bridge.
That's true. That would work. Yeah. So again, that's good.
Sorry, I'm going to have to
Yeah.
take a wee drink of
I
water.
mean, it's only water, is it?
It's only water.
It's only water, right? Okay. Another one is that he prophesied that the Laird of Tullach, you know Tullach Castle.
Talbot Castle in Dingwall.
Right. So the Laird in Tullach Castle would kill 4 wives, and the 5th wife would kill him. Now this prophecy was done long before he even was married, the first time. And his name was Donald Davidson. He had 18 children,
Dear me.
and seemingly he had 30 illegitimate children. And guess what his nickname was?
Go on, tell me.
The Stag.
The Stag. Is that why he was plenty? The Staggies.
Oh yes, the Staggies.
Yeah.
Yes, and then of course there was the prophecy you mentioned where he was putting some sort of, maybe a curse is a bit heavy, but he was putting something on to the family of Mackenzies who were great owners
Yeah.
across Rossshire and into Lewis. The house of Seaforth were going to be doomed.
Doomed.
We're all doomed.
We're all doomed.
So, here's what happened though. He is working in the gardens of Lord and Lady Seaforth. And Lady Seaforth's having, I don't know, party, outside party,
A soiree.
a soiree. And Kenneth's a bit of a man when it comes to a wee drag here and there. You know, he's a quick mind.
Yeah.
He's focused, very smart, and he hears a comment about aren't the children nice? They're all part of the landed gentry, and he implies that there's maybe more to this than meets the eye, and in fact the implication is, or Lady Seaforth thinks that Kenneth is saying that her husband has been with a lot of people in Paris that he shouldn't have been with.
Right, so there are children in Paris that...
Could be children in Paris from Lord Seaforth. Now you can imagine, big party, and she hears this story. What happens?
She takes offence.
She takes offence. She gets really angry.
She sacks.
Well, she does.
Mackenzie?
She does more than that. She imprisons him, and they have this discussion. Well, heated argument.
So that's not like getting your first written warning.
Oh no! This is before EE and Scottish law
Right, okay.
for employment. So he's imprisoned, and they have this fight and argument. They can't come to an amicable conclusion, and she's obviously livid. So it goes straight to execution.
Dear me, so that's more than your
That's-
first written warning.
That's right. That's more than first written warning. She's
'Cause, yeah,
so down to Channery Point.
down to Channery Point.
Yeah, and I think the story we hear and know about is this big tarred spiky barrel, and he's in it, and he's in it up to his eyes, and they've lit it, and it's on fire. Ah, but wait, in the distance, there's the clump of horses' hoofs, and there's a man coming as fast as he can on the horse, and he gets near and he gets near, and the horse is exhausted, so he jumps off the horse and he runs. He goes, "Stop! Stop this!"
Yeah, but too late
Too late.
for poor Kenneth.
Kenneth is burnt.
And presumably this was extrajudicial. There was no judicial process in this. He wasn't taken before the courts.
No. Well, the court was Lady Seaforth.
Right.
She didn't like the look of him. Time to show revenge.
Dear me.
Yeah. So that's what
So-
happened to him.
Aye.
He.
But the prophecy about the Seaforths came true.
That's right. So the prophecy of the Seaforths and the House of Doom goes on, and we've mentioned, I think, in the past, the lady Stuart Mackenzie, and she is 2 or 3 generations after this situation. And let's come back to another programme and speak about her, because I
Right,
think
we
she's
will.
a
Yeah, 'cause
fascinating
that's
person.
a fascinating.
Yeah.
And
And it may well be that when people look at the Brahan Seer's prophecies, they'll see the link to
Mrs.
Mrs.
Stuart
Stuart
Mackenzie
Mackenzie.
of Lewis.
the hooded lass.
The hooded lass.
It sounds like a It sounds like an episode of Batman, doesn't it?
It does, aye.
So that's it. Yep, we're back on time. Look
Well,
at that.
Yeah.
So that's us, the Brahan
So
Seer.
folks, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. This is our new format, sitting, chatting, like we've been doing in the past. Here we are, you can see us.
Yeah. So do your research, find out more.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
You were listening to another program of Chatty Chappies.